Welcome to BitBoy Crypto.
We can't let anybody else find out who we are. My eyes are up here. I personally would not advise that strategy. Bugs Bunny or Tweety Bird, how to make money in crypto.
Oh, you're killing me.
Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the home of the BitSquad. People like that melody, so I thought I'd experiment with it. Never again. Don't worry. This is Tuesday, June 28th, 11:32 a.m. We come to you Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you all the top things in the crypto space. I saw BitSquad Mafia Alpha squad in the house. We got to get Meta Money in there somehow. I've been trying to push Meta Maniacs, the Money Maniacs, Meta Money Maniacs. So BitSquad Alpha Candle Mafia Maniacs just rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? Ben, again, in case you didn't see it last week, Ben is on vacation. He will be back. It's bear market. He said he was going to take one vacation. We got to give him one. He's been working hard for years and years, ever since he was in the box in his basement, in the little painted green box. Was it a refrigerator box?
Yep.
Yeah,
so.
ever since the days of the refrigerator box, he's been working every single day, steady. Ben is okay. He's just recharging the batteries. That's all. Still gimpy, easy. I'm hoping to have this off tomorrow. I do have a new brace. I didn't want to try to put it on before the show, just in case, it was going to be too much pain. I didn't want to be in discomfort, but I'm going to try tonight. And don't worry, I'll no longer look like I just stole a sleeve or a sling from a homeless man passed out in the side of Skid Row. And no, these aren't skid marks from a bird. I've been painting and just trying to do a little remodeling. I was inside a little closet last night trying to paint it, and yeah, I bumped up, got more paint on there. So it's a slow but sure, steady progress. I'll be done. Don't worry, and I'll give you my all.
Always do. Smash the likes for DZ, guys, if you like DZ.
Yeah, I'm out here, crippled, still trying to give content. All right, let's get right into it. NFT Alpha, 19.5. Tomorrow, I want to see 19.6, okay? I know we can get there. We're just shot a really good video on the top 3 free, basically Dune analytic tracking pages. Really good stuff. There's top volume, daily volume, what the whales are doing. So video coming out pretty soon. Keep an eye out for that. 19.5. Let's get that up to 20 eventually. Ooh, I just jumped up 0.1. I was 34.5. Thank you, BitSquad, for the follows. 34.6, getting up there, putting out some pretty good tweets later. I've been working on a thread. Still low numbers. Haven't even gained one. Still 4, 5, 64. Maybe someone will jump in. And if you want, follow Frankie Candles as well. He's you can check him out. Hit Network, really good stuff. And we have that contest going. 8 days left, a little over a week. Come join the team. All right, we're splitting 8 million in USDT. Real quick, I don't think we're talking about it today. What did you think about that USDT CTO's thread? Did you see that he kind of came out exposing the light on all those hedge fund managers trying to short Tether and how they've just been resilient and keep plugging along, reducing their commercial paper, reducing their Chinese commercial paper exposure, eventually going to get commercial paper exposure to 0, they said pretty soon.
Yep.
Did you happen to see that?
I didn't see the thread from you said CTO or CFO?
Yeah, I think it's a CTO.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that one, but I did see some of the FUD about the hedge fund shorting it. And, first reaction was like, oh, this is classic bear market bottom indicator. When they run out the Tether FUD, like, oh, Tether's going to crash and all of crypto is going to go with it. That's generally a pretty good bottom indicator. However, what we just saw with Terra and a lot of these other big institutional kind of crypto platforms and products, it's hitting a little different now after watching Terra collapse to say like, oh, definitely Tether will never collapse. But I do have a lot of confidence in it. They do tend to match what they're supposed to match.
Yeah.
So,
they've cashed out billions. I think 16 billion over the past 30 days. If you just go to Twitter and type in Tether CTO, you'll see a lot of talk about it. Lark Davis talking about it. Paulo Ardoino, I think is how you say it. And he came out and said it's a coordinated attack by these hedge funds looking to short sell the dollar pay crypto asset. So, hey, they've been resilient. They're coming after them, guns a-blazing. And what do? They shrug it off. It's like Homelander. or Superman. It just bounces right off. So
I think
Tether getting shorted, but it seems like they're doing all right.
Yeah, and that was my first reaction too when I saw hundreds of millions. I was like, well, you're gonna need a lot more than just a few hundred million if you're trying to break Tether. But I think it's important to note, this is a clear attack vector that we've seen now multiple times. This isn't an outlier. This isn't just a random collapse of a protocol or a project.
Yeah.
Big money is
This is Tether.
intentionally collapsing these projects in order to pick up assets, distressed assets, cheap. And it's a tactic we've seen in the past, and it shouldn't necessarily surprise us. And in a lot of ways, it can create an opportunity for us as long as we're picking up prices when they push them down.
Yeah, and I think you kind of bring up a good point, with all this stuff that's happened in the past. This is way bigger than anything that would have happened. This is way bigger. If Tether goes down, way bigger than Mt. Gox. If Tether goes down, way bigger than Terra Luna collapse, way bigger than 3ACs being liquidated, way bigger than Celsius freezing withdrawals. That would be I would say the biggest crypto event to date since the invention of Bitcoin. So it'd be very, very bad if that's quite the big domino. That's a skyscraper falling over, not a domino.
And that's something you're going to hear, that it will crash and it will take all of crypto with it and take Bitcoin to zero. And if you do hear that, don't let it scare you too much. If it happens, just buy a lot of Bitcoin.
Yeah, buy a lot of Bitcoin. But if you're also buying some things, why not buy some hip merch? Ooh,
Hey,
segue.
look at that.
Yeah, really good stuff. And hey, I'm gonna have to get me some of these soccer jerseys pretty soon. But let's get right into the crypto markets. I've learned my lesson. Let's refresh. Maybe. All right, see that market cap 946? Come on, baby, go up, go up.
Oh.
It goes down every time, man. What I'm gonna. Man, is it me?
Yeah,
is it me?
Maybe don't refresh in the future.
You know what? Let us know in the comments. Do you want old data that's more bullish, or do you want the fresh, hot, bearish action? We'll bring it to you either way.
We should do a show where we just go over prices from
November.
Yeah, exactly. November. That'd be perfect.
Let's find some old cached Google pages.
That was a lot more fun.
Yeah, I'll even I'll wear or October I'll wear some Braves merch, World Series, I think we're gonna do it. All right, we have the market cap at 932 billion, dominance 42.4, ETH 15.5, kind of just staying in that same range. Wade, not too bad at 48. Bitcoin 20,700, and now Ethereum below 1,200, even though it is up slightly on that 24-hour. BNB still holding strong above 230. XRP 34 cents. Cardano down a penny, 48 cents. Still feel good about that, but hey, could be another leg down. I'm looking to buy in the 30s, definitely in the 20s. Solana $37. Doge below 7, but it's close at 69. Nice in the comments, please. Dot 763. DAI looks like maybe DAI is under attack. Now DAI definitely has good reserves. I would not worry about DAI collapsing. Now you can do some coordinated attacks where buy order books maybe can't keep up with selling, but they definitely have the assets. Matic, 52 cents. Shout out to Tom Crown. Litecoin, $54. FTT, 26 bucks. I think I feel pretty good. Hey, Crow, we got some good Crow content coming out, so keep an eye out on Chronos. I have to check that. I didn't see it on the upload, so I have to talk with Justin afterwards. Yeah, we got a really good Croj NFT video. Yeah, here it goes. 18 hours ago, 1,000 views. So I told you we'd do some Crow content. We got some Crow content out. And then Chainlink, the mark of the beast. I don't like it. Chainlink, what the heck are you doing?
Refresh again.
Yeah, HE double hockey sticks. I don't like that at all. Please change. Please change. And
hey,
there you go. There we go. Oh, why is it? Let's just get off this page. Yeah. Frank, where are you at? You got to save us. Fear and greed index at the 10. But you know what? I think it's time to look at some charts. Where the bing bongs at? Let's get some bing bongs in chat and welcome what we like to call them. You call them Frankie Candles. You know where we're going with this. We like to call them Frankie Calves.
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
What's going on, guys? Hope you're having a good day. Shout out to D. How is the arm, DZ?
Hey, Braves going on tonight. So I'm either good. All right. So me and Frank, we're roommates, at least for another few days. I'm going to be moving out soon. So you're going to see me either like curled up in the fetal position in pain, or it's just going to be a huge wave of relief. I'm hoping for relief.
I just want to say one thing. I think DZ
might be the most talented one-handed doer.
You
He
see
can
me operate
do
in the kitchen,
cooking, and then, like, he's not just making mac and
laundry.
cheese. Like, he's doing full meals. He's cutting the potatoes. He
I
can
had some
do
stir fry, and I was like, actually, you know,
he could do anything with one hand. It's absolutely insane.
anything, Frank?
Oh,
Hey,
anything.
don't talk about that. What are you saying?
Also, stay away from that refresh button on CoinMarketCap,
Yeah,
please.
clearly, I'm the bearish indicator.
But guys, we got a lot of good stuff to look at on the charts. I'm going to show you guys some of the higher time frames and some things that could be pointing to a possible relief rally. And then obviously we are taking a little bit of a dip right now. And then I'm going to show you a spot on call that we put in the I put in the Discord late last night before I went to bed. Candle Mafia is always telling me, go to bed, Frankie, please go to bed. And I always just hop in there at like midnight and I'm just like, one more update. And made a pretty good call last night. So shout out to anybody who is in that Discord. If you're not, definitely join. So let's jump right into the charts, guys. Now, the first thing I want to bring up here is on the weekly chart. We don't always look at the weekly chart just because it takes so long to print candles. But if we open up Market Cipher B here, you can see that VWAP moving right up towards that zero line. And we are probably about to print a green dot at the bottom of the momentum wave pretty soon here. Now, if you guys remember, we were printing a green dot. We had it for almost a whole week. And then right as the candle printed, it went away. So we got robbed on that one, but it looks like we might print one here soon. We will have, once it pops up, we will have, some time for it to confirm. But the fact that we already had one pop up and disappear, it does seem like this one might actually confirm. And if that does happen, it could point in the direction of a decent relief rally. So that is a little bit of bullish news on the charts here on the higher time frames. And then 4-day green dot, we pointed this out yesterday, is still printing, and it is a double green dot. You have it on the momentum wave as well as below the momentum wave. These signify a little bit of a stronger possible bottom, but this will confirm in about 1 day and 9 hours. So that is another bullish puzzle piece that could point in that direction of a relief rally, as well as, you guys know, we've been covering this, the daily bullish divergence, which is looking lackluster as that VWAP is coming back down towards the zero line, but we could totally find some support on there. So, it's not already over, but it is looking a little lackluster, but it is somewhat of a bullish sign. Now, one thing to keep in mind, I know the price action has been really, really scammy lately. I got stopped out of a stopped out of a trade in profit, so not too bad. But I mean, the price action is it's dumping, and then you get a scam wick all the way up. They're stop hunting. It's absolutely insane. We also do, like DZ said, have the World Series of Trading happening right now. Again, if you guys want to go to frankiecandles.com, you can join our team right there. But I don't know if it's everybody trading, which is why, maybe the price action is really scammy, but be careful out there because the price action is a little bit crazy. And going down to the lower time frames here, I do want to show you guys this call that we made last night in the Discord was perfect. 15-minute bullish divergence. We called it right here at the bottom as we were coming down to this this value area low, which is strong support. So you got a little bit of confirmation there. And we did get a nice rip up to the top. So shout out to anybody in the Candle Mafia that caught that trade. And then, like I said, I mean, we came up and then boom, we started printing some blood diamonds on the 15-minute and boom, we're coming right back down, probably on our way to test this value area low again. And that is coming in at about 20,471. So, longer term, are we going up or down? I would say with that weekly green dot about to print, as well as the 4-day green dot that is currently printing. I do think that maybe we could get a little bit of relief here coming up, but one thing, it might not happen right away because we do have the daily VWAP coming down, about to print a red dot here on the daily, which typically can bring us down a little bit. You just want to make sure that you don't do one of these where the VWAP comes down for just a second and then comes right back up. But you do just want to remember this. If we do get that red dot, typically these do bring us down a little bit. But we can totally see that play out while the weekly green dot is printing, while the 4-day green dot is printing, and then those might take a little more time to play out. But as far as levels that I can leave you guys with, this point of control that we did reject off of not too long ago here is at about 21,209. Now, support underneath us, if we break this level here at about 20,471, we do have a spider line that would act as pretty strong support. And that is coming in at about 20,200. So if we break this level, look for 20,200 for a possible bounce. And if we come back up, look for a rejection at 21,200. And I think that's all I got as far as the DXY and the SPY. Really, nothing coming out of the SPY. Nothing really super exciting. So I think that's all I got. Dr.
Alrighty.
Deezy, bing bong. Go sign up for the World Series of Trading. Let's do it. BitSquad, let's go.
8 million Tether. That's a lot of money. Looking at some super chats here. A lot of people want to see me box.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, yeah, how about left-handed arm
I
wrestling?
was gonna say,
I'll
you're
do
trying to
that.
box a cripple? Come on,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, you're just gonna try to beat me up. Is what it sounds like. Stop it. He's already down. And then another super chat. Steppen, are you up or down on Steppen? I am up in Solana. I am down in fiat. When I started, Solana was roughly $90. Now it's roughly a third of that, so it's down 60%, a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, depending on the starting price. Alex is definitely up. She was putting money into stablecoin. I was putting money into mostly Solana. So rode the Solana down. I had a pile of Solana that I wasn't going to sell that I had flipped from NFTs. It was Solana that I earned from, flipping some cool JPEGs. I wasn't going to sell that Solana at $90 for stablecoin. I was going to ride that Solana down anyways. So I don't really see it as a bad loss. I had the Solana anyways. So I've earned a little bit of Solana, but yeah, with the markets down, I mean, I jumped in at Solana at $90. So yeah, I'm definitely down fiat wise, but I don't mind earning Solana during a bear market. And
that's
maybe
actually
I'll give out a code tomorrow too.
That's a pretty good point to keep in mind. It's really hard to explain to people when they're asking, like, oh, are you up or down? Should I do this or that? There's so many different approaches and strategies when it comes to crypto and flipping. Like, for example, you said you took some Solana, could have been from an NFT flip, so you're purely in the green. If you flip this, you got some Solana, you buy that, you're up in Solana, you're down in dollars, you pull it out at this point, you buy something else, and then that pumps. Like, sometimes it's really hard to keep up with your cost basis, once you flip things 3 or 4 or 5, 6 times. So
Yeah,
keep
and that
in mind.
Solana was mostly bought around $20. So I don't
Yeah.
mind playing around. Hey, hit the goal of 10 ETH. Congrats. We love seeing the BitSquad make some money.
Love
And
that
once I'm in
goal.
my prime, oh, okay. I didn't know if you were like hit him in his weak spot, you just start like smacking my right arm. All right, let's talk a little Bitcoin. We are talking about some price action here. Bitcoin dipping towards 20K, while Tezos XTZ jumping 9%. This is after a few days of exploring higher grounds. Bitcoin reversed its trajectory yesterday and dipped towards that 20K level. We saw it in the charts. And despite the adverse price developments, investors have withdrawn a large portion of their Bitcoin holdings as the number of coins sitting on exchanges dropped to a 3-year low. I would say part of that is people, just getting ready for that run up, but a large part of that is people getting their money and their crypto off of centralized exchanges, just with the meltdowns of all these institutions we've seen. So I wouldn't look at that development too much. But if you didn't watch ATB last night, I highly recommend you go back, you watch this some point today. We had Gare Soloway on and Crypto Face on, and we asked them about the price of Bitcoin, where they see it short term, long term, and the price of oil. And they had a good, discussion on the price of oil. If you know much about markets, oil can really dictate an economy. So it was a really, really good episode. I highly recommend you check that one out. All right, moving on here. 3 charts showing this Bitcoin price drop is unlike last summer. I would definitely say it's unlike, has been described as facing a bear of historic proportions in 2022. But just 1 year ago, a similar feeling of doom swept crypto markets as Bitcoin saw a 50% drawdown in weeks. This time, it's not red tape, but simple math threatening the miners. Yeah, talking about that cost of electricity to get those Bitcoins into their wallets. This time, no such dip has taken place, indicating that the market is more occupied in moving their Bitcoin. This has a number of implications. Hodlers may have become sellers due to the low prices, and traders may be seeking to profit from volatility. Others, maybe they're just looking to buy the dip. Hit that like button if you're looking to buy some dip, especially cheap Bitcoin under 20. And finally, despite the broadly lower volumes mentioned above, Bitcoin exchanges are losing coins around 20,000 and fast. But again, I wouldn't say that's all due to, people freaking out, wanting to sell. They're freaking out about the exchanges. They're freaking out about, can I withdraw this tomorrow? Like, there's a non-zero chance. The answer is no. And that's a very scary place to be when you have some serious Satoshis. If you got $100 on there, it's not that big a deal. When you have your retirement account on there, that's that's a little bit scarier. That's when you start Googling and YouTubing Bitcoin wallet. How do I get it off this Coinbase? How do I get it off this Kraken? How do I get it off this KuCoin? Not saying anything bad about those exchanges, just there has been a contagion, and some people, they not your keys, not your crypto. They say there's a reason they say that. All right,
Yeah.
yeah.
One thing I just wanted to point out real quick, you mentioned obviously this is nothing like the dip of last year. We're clearly in a bear market right now, but you did pull up the fear and greed index, and I saw something, I don't know if it was Instagram or Twitter yesterday, where it showed Bitcoin price 2022, the price we are now, and the fear and greed index is 10, and then also Bitcoin price around 20 something $1,000 in 2021, and the
Mhm.
fear and greed index is like at 50 or 80 or
Yeah.
well into the green. And it just goes to show how fast the sentiment can change, even though the product and the use case is stronger than ever. So just try not to get deterred by the emotions of the moment, because now is the time that champions are made.
Now, and hit that like button if you were here last year. I recall last year, this time of year, people were screaming from the mountaintops, including CryptoFace, sell in May, walk away. But in June, even July, especially June, people were in disbelief about the price. We were just coming off, Bitcoin Miami. If you look at the
Hmm.
dates, I think it was late May, early June. So we're still, I mean, you kind of remember last year's Bitcoin Miami. People weren't feeling like this bear sentiment. People weren't thinking we were going to flash down to 27 in July or late June.
No.
People were feeling pretty positive. Just, oh yeah, it's going to bounce soon. It's going to bounce soon. It's going to happen any day. And it just kept dumping during that conference. And still people were in disbelief. If you even said bear, people would, attack you. They would, I remember Crypto Savvy getting a lot of hate saying, hey guys, I think we're going down. He was right. We did end up going down. We did have a pump later. So, I mean, he was just a little early with his prediction. I don't think he saw a new all-time high in June of last year, but he was saying, guys, I think we're going to go to 20. People lambasted him. People were, calling him an idiot, screeching, oh, how wrong could you be? We were just in disbelief. We didn't believe anything bearish was going to happen. Now, we did have another run up, but now people are a little bit more accepting of, yeah, maybe it's going to be bad and boring for the next 12 months, 24 months. Now, this is Bitcoin, just the second you think you know exactly what it's going to do, it's going to do the opposite. But yeah, it's a much, much different atmosphere mentally than it was 12 months ago, for sure, I would
For
say.
sure.
All right, 5 reasons why Bitcoin could bottom at 10K. Yeah, I know you saw the thumb. I know you see the title. I do think it's unlikely, but possible. Probable, maybe not. I will say 11,000, I think is, pretty close to 10. And I
Yeah.
could definitely see 11,000. What is your low end target? I'm in the 13. I think we can hit 13 with maybe a scam wick, maybe 11.
Yeah.
What's your
I
levels?
mean, my low would be 10.5. I mean, and then below that, you got 7. I don't think we'll get that low. I think, it could be between 13 and 17. But, if we get below the 20s and 17s, there's not a lot to say we won't go down to 10.5. So,
Type in the chat what you think the
yeah,
low prediction is going to be. Is it
yeah, drop it.
10K? I mean, there's some people who say 3K. I
Yeah.
definitely don't think it would be anything like that. I'd probably sell my vehicle. And yeah,
That's if 7K breaks that 32, 3K-ish number becomes a thing. But
wow, some people really saying 3. I'm getting a
a
lot
lot
of
of
14, some
mhm.
12 sevens, 10, 15, under 15. Okay. All right. 5 reasons why it could bottom at 10. The bottom, are we there yet? Several higher time frame metrics suggest Bitcoin's real bottom will be somewhere around 10K. The recent recovery back around the psychologically important price level of 20 was a sign to many traders that the bottom was in. But a deeper dive into the data suggests that the short term relief rally might not be enough proof of a macro level trend change. During previous bear markets, the price of Bitcoin fell roughly 85% from its top to the eventual bottom. Outlook for Ether is even more dire as the previous bear market saw its price decline 95%. Try to see left-handed things. Just get off of there. All right, scrolling back down here. Oversold conditions prevail for traders looking for where the bottom is in the current market. Data shows that the previous major market bottoms coincided with extreme oversold conditions. In this weekly chart, the 14-week RSI recently fell below 30 for the third time in its history, with the 2 previous occurrences coming near a market bottom. So we're seeing some of these market these bullish indicators, but sometimes it can still have that little bit of a wick down, a little bit of a lower range down. A view of the 200-week simple moving average also raises question on whether the historical support level will hold again. You can see here, bounced on it a couple times there, bounced on it a couple times there, bounced on it again, and now getting close to bouncing on it yet again. But it, again, looks like there's maybe a little bit more room down before it hits that. Then the final capitulation. What the market's really looking for is that final capitulation that has historically marked the end of a bear market and the start of a new cycle. I wouldn't say historically, I would say, by definition, marks the end. We may see a little bit more pain before sentiment really bottoms out. Yeah, you can see these ranges. What is that range? Yep, that's that March 2020 range where it dipped down really, really low. And then here you could see that June, July, very, very scary level last year. We're lower than that period last year. Touch briefly lower than we were in March 2020. I remember seeing those macro indicators saying we're lower than where we were in March 2020. That March 2020 was a very scary time in the markets. We didn't know what was going on. Grocery stores, I mean, you couldn't find toilet paper. The highways were empty. The whole world's shutting down. We was in a stage of disbelief. And we've hit more bearish levels since that level. So, that's where people are getting a little bit excited. All right, DZ, $50 super chat. Appreciate that pause. Forget the DXY. Every game, Grumps. Aaron did it. Graham, Stefan. Oh, geez, you guys really want me to fight.
This guy wants to fight you bad. Send
God.
a message or email in. We'll see. Like it's a long shot. Not anytime soon, but we'll see. I mean, we don't even know who you are. What if you're like,
Yeah,
6'8",
crypto crow size.
yeah, 380 pounds or something.
Yeah, I mean, you send your whole YouTube is training montages of you doing like upside down, sit ups, and you're doing the splits like Jean Claude Van Damme on 2 wooden chairs.
And
I'm a little scared.
Carfor Coin said he sold his Porsche to buy BTC at 21K and Ethereum at 11K. No brainer.
I'm guessing 1K.
1100 is probably.
Oh, 1100. Yeah, 1100. All right. Hey, you know what? I think one's going to appreciate more than the other. Now, if you had like Paul Newman's Porsche, yeah, maybe that would appreciate, up there with a good crypto. But I think your future self is going to thank you. And hit that like button if you see some cheap Bitcoin, you see some cheap Ethereum, you look at that vehicle in your driveway and say, you know what? That scooter I see Decker riding around. Hey, maybe I can ride that to work. Shout out to Decker, always scooting around. We love Decker around here.
Yep.
All right. Crypto legend who called the 2018 Bitcoin collapse says one chart could be the big tell for Bitcoin. Ooh, what is this chart? Peter Brandt is highlighting one metric which might reveal whether Bitcoin has what it takes to rally after months and months of market woes. Here we're looking at the market cap Bitcoin dominance percentage. This tracks how much the total crypto market capitalization belongs to Bitcoin, and it has not reached 50% since July of 2021, when it bottomed out around 30K before rallying to the new all-time high of 69. On the other hand, the falling dominance suggests altcoins are gaining value faster than Bitcoin. A lot of people say, there's a reason Bitcoin bleeds less than the other. It's the safest bet. It's the less risky bet. It's the one people feel most comfortable saying, you know what, I'm not going to, sell my last coin, my last whatever it might be. They feel confident, Bitcoin's only going to fall back certain percentage. So that's where you'll see that dominance play higher and higher and higher. Plus those alts, they just bleed so hard. Some of them lose literally 99%, and they could be a strong project. They'll lose 99%. So that dominance will definitely change. I don't know if we hit 50%. I know some people are saying 60%. Do you have a prediction on the market cap dominance there?
Mine's about 50, between 55 and 60. I don't think we'll quite make it up to 60. I think we will make it over 50, so close to 55.
Okay, here's why I don't think it hits 60. One word, Cardano. Also, another a reason, if XRP gets a bullish, ruling, it's going to steal some dominance. Maybe someone in the chat can do the math of XRP's market cap compared to the total crypto market cap. I'm interested to see what their dominance is going to be and what the new dominance will be afterwards. Because I think, there's going to be new money rolling in to buy XRP. But I think, in the next 2 hours, 4 hours after the decision, people will sell certain coins to FOMO into XRP. And that's when that dominance will really start to rise, where it's not new money coming in, it's other crypto money washing into the XRP ecosystem. So, hey, that's going to be quite the tremendous market cap, I think, compared to at least recent levels. I don't think it'll hit those dominance levels of 2018, but maybe multi-year highs for sure. All right. Oh, you ready to talk Gensler?
Yeah, let's do
No,
it.
the old Gensler man. Bitcoin, a commodity? This is actually something good that he said. Gensler certainly thinks so. So, I mean, they've kind of said this already. SEC Gensler discussed his opinions on crypto, including Bitcoin, in an interview with Mad Money host Jim Cramer on CNBC recently. I think he just tweeted about how Nike's a buy, and Greg had a really good reply underneath. Maybe we can look it up in a second. Gensler's claim is in line with the one made earlier this month by Rostin Benham, chairman of the CFTC. In fact, Benham also claimed that Ether is also a commodity, so he took it a step further than Gary Gensler here. Bitcoin's a commodity, which is essentially for any Treasury reserve asset. This allows politicians, agencies, governments, and institutions to support Bitcoin as a technology and digital asset to grow the economy and extend property rights and freedom to all. That, of course, is Michael Saylor. I knew as I was reading, I was like, this is way too bullish for Gensler there. Gensler is the second SEC chair to declare Bitcoin a commodity, making it nearly hard for this categorization to be changed in the future. I would agree. I think it's kind of set in stone. Bitcoin's a commodity. It's not some speculative asset. It is as close to digital gold as it's ever been. I think it'll become more like that in the future, but as of right now, yeah, I think it's kind of set in stone. Now the question is, what about the other 20,000 cryptos? That's going to be a whole nother conversation. Charles Hoskinson, when he spoke in front of Congress, he kind of, put forth some good solutions, kind of see what do the coins do? What do the protocols do? Maybe we can make some categories and just kind of, put in those and look at it a case by case basis. You got some meme coin that's not trading on anything major. It's $120,000 market cap. Maybe we don't need to spend a whole bunch of government resources, worrying about what it is, because you make a new coin like that every minute. There are new coins like that coming out every minute. So it's going to be a case of they can never catch up to all the new coins. But, you get $1 billion market cap, $10 billion market cap, $5 billion market cap, maybe it's fair to spend some resources, allocate some resources there. I've seen traffic cops. They're not doing anything. Government, not great at spending money. We were just in New York City. What did you think about the cops there? We love our
Uh,
boys on blue, but the NFT, I'm sorry, the NYPD,
yeah,
I saw a lot of them just kind of playing on their phone,
they
like
don't have
literally
any.
standing at a corner playing on their
Yeah,
phone.
they don't have anything to do anymore. Isn't everything decriminalized? Like there are no laws, right? You
It
can't
felt
even.
like that. It
Yeah,
felt like that for a
I don't know.
while. Shout out to NFT NYC. That was a really fun event. And New Yorkers, you guys are crazy. It's a different breed. It's a different breed. What's your one takeaway of NYC?
Um,
Semi-positive, I guess.
yeah, I mean,
It's easy to point out the garbage.
yeah, I love the city. The energy's great. Every time I go there, I get definitely energized. This last time didn't. I was only there for like 36 hours, and it was overcast, and I wasn't feeling it this last time for whatever reason. But generally, I really like New York City.
I would say my takeaway, there's a lot of exercise. You're always moving.
Yeah,
You're always
you walk a
moving.
lot, which I
Then
like.
I kind of live in the sticks outside Atlanta. Then I go to like a restaurant in Dallas or a grocery store, and I'm like, looks a lot different. That's
Yeah,
that's the whole thing I say. All right,
city living is
yeah,
at its
yeah. I mean, you
best.
got to walk everywhere. All right, Grayscale reporting 99% of SEC comment letters support spot Bitcoin ETF. Who the heck is that 1% there? Approval of each and every Bitcoin linked investment product strengthens our arguments about why the US market deserves a spot Bitcoin ETF. In a Monday letter to investors, Grayscale said that more than 11,400 letters the US SEC had received in regards to its proposed Bitcoin investment vehicle. 99.96% of those comment letters were supportive of Grayscale's case as of June 9th, much, much higher than 99% on an order of magnitude there. The application is nearing the end of its 240-day review process, which started November 2021, ending on July 6th. Very close, a week away, plus like a day. So very, very close. Do you think they'll extend it? Do you think they'll rule on it? How do you think this is going to play out, man? We're a week away from this. This is big. A lot of people are talking about this, finally waiting for this spot
Yeah,
ETF. Not, oh, I put money in it and it's this weird convoluted thing where it's not technically exposure. It's exposure to you and you have exposure. No, this is dollar for dollar, Bitcoin are close as you can get via these
Right.
traditional investment vehicles.
Means it has
Will
to
it move the
actually
needle?
be settled in Bitcoin, not just paper products that move back and forth. So it will create buying pressure on Bitcoin. So yeah, it's something people have wanted for 10 plus years. We've been trying to get a spot ETF. If they, I don't, do they have an option to extend it? If they do, I think they definitely will. They'll push this off as long as they possibly can. I will say Grayscale doing a great job turning up the pressure on the SEC
Yeah.
because there really is no logical reason to deny this. They've approved all sorts of other Bitcoin products, short Bitcoin products, ETF, exchange, non-spot ETF products. So, they should be willing to do this. That being said, they've never done it before. So if they can punt, they will. But getting all these legal opinions, all these letters, and basically coming out and saying, if this gets denied, we're taking you to court.
Yeah.
And I don't think they want to have a big high profile crypto case that they could potentially lose,
A
like what's
second
going on.
one.
Yeah. They don't want to follow up a Ripple settlement / loss.
Talk about a 1-2 punch. Now, you ready
Exactly.
for the tinfoil hat? I
Let's
know
go.
it says market cap. Just close your eyes. Pretend it's foil for a second. Pretend I'm pointing at a cork board and there's strings everywhere. Do you think there's any relation to hedge funds trying to short Tether and the imminent ruling on this ETF? Is there any relation? Is there any kind of maybe we want to push things low because we know something's about to get approved?
Could be.
Could
I
be.
think there's definitely ties to a lot of the other stuff. I mean, yeah, you can make a case for that for sure.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, it'd be interesting to see if there were some big players trying to suppress some cheap Bitcoin. Trying to get that price down, trying to get it into the teens. Maybe there's just a lot of buyers out there. Maybe the people who they thought would sell just like, maybe I don't want to sell all my Bitcoin here. We're seeing some whale action too. If you look at some of those whale wallets, some of them are starting to accumulate, including the world's largest Bitcoin wallet. I think just added some. Now, there's a lot that goes on with that. It could be, just an exchange kind of consolidating, but it's interesting to see with everyone pulling it off exchanges that the world's largest wallet has added Satoshis. So something to look at. All right, let's talk about some free money. Free money.
Free
23
money.
million Californians to get up to 1,010.50 in inflation relief checks. 23 million will receive inflation relief checks up to 1,000 up to 1050 under a budget deal reached by Gavin Newsom and state lawmakers on Sunday. The relief checks are designed to help residents cope with global inflation and rising prices of everything from gas to groceries. The checks are designed as tax refunds and stem from the state's record-setting $97 billion budget surplus. I was surprised to hear that California was operating under a surplus. You hear about how poorly they spend the money. Now, you do know that they tax the heck out of their citizens. But it's interesting to see that, yeah, they're actually, saving money because you hear about like, oh, yeah, they had some tram system from LA to San Francisco, wasted billions of dollars, then just shelved it. Or, yeah, they did some environmental study and, end up $100 million down the drain because they didn't build this highway, but they thought they were and blah, blah, blah. So it's interesting to see that, they operate at a surplus. One, I found that surprising. But two, Wendy, a friend of the channel, she kind of had some hot takes, said, keep the money and lower my taxes. This is just a scam, designed to help inflation. But it's such a large economy, it's adding to inflation.
Yeah.
What is it? Close to 1 out of 12 U.S. citizens or around that live in California. So almost 10% of all people, and it's the richest state in the, per capita. So, I mean, it's not as bad as printing money for every American, but it certainly hurts.
It's bad. And it's frustrating. It's one of the better ones I saw was like, show me you don't understand supply and demand or economics 101 without, or tell me without telling me you don't understand economics.
And Gavin Newsom's not so dumb. He doesn't understand that. So he's banking on you not understanding that. He thinks you're dumb. Now, I don't want to speak for the guy, wow, dude, I got it. You want a box, man. Okay, let's put money into a charity. I don't have money right now, but man, yeah, the email. Send me the email.
Yeah.
Where should he send that?
Marketing at bitboycrypto.com and tell them you had this conversation.
All right. What about those high income Californians? They will receive a smaller payout. So if you make between 75, 125, you'll receive 250 for a maximum of 750 per family. 125 to 250, you receive 200. if you make $250,000 a year, 200 is just couch change to you. You don't even care about that. You earn above $500,000, and single pairs who earn more than a quarter, they aren't eligible for anything, and it'll be direct deposit or debit cards late October. So interesting, right in time for the elections.
Mhm.
Right before the midterm. So yeah, pretty interesting.
And somebody made a good point. The budget surplus doesn't necessarily take debt into account, so you
Yeah,
can
that's just for the operating year. Who knows what the past 10 years? I mean,
right.
they still might be in debt from California, from those days. I don't
Yeah.
know. Didn't he have to pay off his maid or
I,
something? Anyways, moving on. Well, how'd the wife not see that real quick?
I
Because
have no
the maid's
idea.
son had been around. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like all of a sudden you're like the maid's son. Okay, I'm Valdez. I can say so. Traditionally Hispanics are short, and all of a sudden your maid has some like guy who
Giant.
looks like he's from Mount Olympus, carved out of granite. You start looking at your husband, start looking at the maid, you start looking at the maid's son, you start putting things together. Like the kid was almost an adult before they figured that out.
Maybe it's confirmation bias. Same reason bankers don't like Bitcoin. You'd think you could put it together, but
Yeah.
you're incentivized not to.
Yeah, you're incentivized not to. Yeah, true. Good point. Good point there. All right. Crypto.com will now allow users to buy crypto with Apple Pay. I think I might have to get an Apple phone eventually.
Oh yeah,
People
this
just
is big.
trash them so bad. Are you Android?
No, I was Android almost my entire life. I've had an iPhone for the last few years. It is convenient for the text feature across all platforms, but
And then I was at NFT NYC. I was at a Cardano event. It was actually the Boss Cat event. No Boss Cats were there by the time I got there. It was full of Ethereum whales. It's a
mhm.
very weird. It wasn't just Boss. It was like Boss Cat plus some other things. So it was full of Ethereum whales, including one of the Ethereum founders. And I was getting someone's Telegram, and they said, "Yeah, type it." And I handed them my Telegram app, and they're like, how the hell do I do this? This is Android. And the venom and disgust was just
Yeah,
like dripping off his words. I was like, I'm not poor, I swear.
yeah.
I have an ape.
It's
Uh,
definitely better for group text.
I,
I'll say
I
that.
snatched my phone and then ran out with my sling bouncing. I was crying.
I'm not
the
gonna
whole time.
lie. I text you and Justin Williams less just because you're on Android.
Yeah.
True
So
story.
maybe it's a good thing. No, I'm kidding. All right. Yeah, I guess. All right. So I'll probably get the new one. I almost got the 13. I was this close to getting the 13 because the Pixel was sold out. I'll show up the next day. Pixel was sold out, but they had the 13, the new one, the hot one. I said, all right, I'm gonna wait one day. I went in the next day. They didn't have the Pixel. I said, you know what? I don't feel like waiting. Give me that new iPhone 13. They said, oh, we just sold out. And so then
Got
I
'em.
drove to a Best Buy and I found a Pixel later that afternoon. But I was this close. I was this close to joining.
A lot of
Uh,
people like those pixels.
I'll get the 14, I guess. All right. Crypto.com has recently announced about integrating Apple Pay into its app and website. I think that's pretty big. The users that own Apple Card as their payment method while buying crypto will be eligible to receive 2% in daily cash on their purchases.
Hmm.
The new feature is, however, only available to U.S. users and excludes those living in New York and U.S. territories,
Wah,
including
wah.
Puerto Rico, Guam, Samoa, Northern Mariana Islands, and the Virgin Islands. Virgin Islands also a really good name for a crypto conference.
For
Uh,
sure.
in order for this feature to work, it must be noted that to avail the new payment option, the client should carry a U.S. issues Visa, MasterCard, or Maestro card, which is provisioned to Apple Pay. What about Diners Club? Huh? Where's my Diners Club support? I need my Diners Club support. So yeah, I think we're going to see this more and more. We're seeing Apple Pay. We're going to see Google Pay. We're going to see PayPal. They're just adding more and more crypto features. So by the time it happens, when you do buy that Gatorade with your Satoshis, you don't even notice it. It's not
Exactly.
like Jack Mahler up there hitting, 17 different buttons to use Lightning Network to, pay for his pack of smokes. It's going to be real easy, and it's just going to be a tap via Apple Pay.
Yeah. And this is something I've been talking about since 2018 or 2019, most likely. It's the stuff. This is really major news. It's not going to affect the price hardly at all right now because we're in a bear market. But this is the type of stuff that allows for the parabolic rise when the intention and the interest does come back to the
Yeah.
market. And I've always said just what you just were talking about. When people are doing crypto transactions through Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay, and they don't even know they're doing a on-chain
Yep.
transaction. They're doing an in-game app purchase, a blockchain gaming transactions happening. They don't even know it. It's all happening in the background. That's when Bitcoin and crypto can go mainstream, and we're
Yeah,
almost
the
there.
reason Doge pumped so hard 1 year ago is, or more than a year ago at this point, the reason it pumped so hard was it was easy to use Robinhood.
Mhm.
If Robinhood didn't exist, Doge wouldn't have hit half its value. I honestly do believe that. Maybe would have topped out at 20 cents even. So might not even have hit that, because what got it popular is it hit a penny and then
Yep.
it hit that 7 cents. And so its price action increased its popularity. It might not even have got that first price action if it weren't for Robinhood. So, we like to talk trash about Robinhood, no custody, but they do a great job of onboarding new people.
Yeah.
But you know who also does a good job onboarding new people?
Who's that?
Crypto.com. And Crypto.com removes 13 tokens from its earn program, including Shiba, Doge, and Tezos. Speaking of Doge. So they decided to remove the 13 from its earn program. We have the list right here. Removing Doge, Sheeb, XTZ, Maker, EOS, OMG, Flow, K, KNC, ICX, Comp, BiFi, ONG, Gas, Strax, and BNT. Gas. I remember ONG. I'm not familiar with ONG. What is ONG?
I want to say that's on ontology, maybe. I
Okay.
don't know.
Some users
I'd have
opine
to
how the
look.
current crypto staking percentages are similar to the modern day banking rates. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
ontology.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, they're removing again. If you don't know where the yield's coming from, you are the yield. I wouldn't doubt they have a fewer amount of new customers coming in. Compared to a year ago, compared to maybe right after the Super Bowl. So
And
it's time to pair. Where are you bleeding money? Maybe roll that back so you don't have a collapse.
Yeah, and I would think that those choices are fairly regulatory influenced. Most likely, they've gotten letters telling them to remove certain tokens. I think it said they were going to be adding a few more in there too. Phantom, Near, a couple other strong projects. So that we were actually just talking about this in the basement when they cut their rewards program to do. Do I think that made it better or worse? And I think it put them in a much better position
Yep.
to not end up like a Celsius or a BlockFi or a Voyager.
Yeah, it could be a long bear market. It
Yeah,
could be 12
absolutely.
months. And that's a long time. A lot of these tech companies, how long did Amazon exist before it turned a profit? Very, very long time. They
Mhm.
wouldn't have AWS if they didn't operate at a loss or break even for all those years. And I've read somewhere like AWS is almost 90% of their value. So, you think of Amazon being this expensive company, it's not because of their storefront.
Right.
That's just to get in everyone's home. It's the AWS they're making all their money. So yeah, tech companies oftentimes operate at a loss. It's nothing super alarming. It's just part of, expansion. You're growing, you're hiring, you're getting new buildings. It's just part of the process. So when it happens, you could have a BlockFi saying, how are they losing money? Well, maybe they're expanding, maybe they're hiring out. Maybe it's a mismanagement of funds as well. I'm not saying it's not that. Oftentimes, though, a company can be managed extremely well, and operating at a loss is just part of the parcel. That's just how it goes. All right. Speaking of, yeah, I see some people talk about Sam buying out Robinhood. Well, CEO denies rumors of planning to buy Robinhood. They are not buying Robinhood, CEO said, refuting the rumors about any such deal. I've always been impressed by the business that Vlad and his team have built. That being said, there are no active was that M&A conversations with
Yeah.
Robinhood.
Mergers and acquisitions.
Mergers and acquisitions there. That. So, yeah, I mean, he's saying no, but, I mean, does that say 100% is not trying to happen? No. They can't front run that information, too. They could be doing some due diligence. Maybe these rumors started for a reason. Maybe not. Maybe it's just some anonymous account trolling everybody.
Well,
But
no, they definitely started for a reason. I mean, he does own 8% of it.
yes.
So that's where the
Yes,
rumor, or
you're right.
7.9 or something like that, which is where the rumor originated. And from a tactical position, it definitely makes logical sense.
A lot of sense.
So, but they're coming out and saying no, and I tend to believe them.
Yeah, especially if FTX wants to, have tokenized stocks. Robinhood is the great segue, is the great Trojan horse to get all these people around the nation to trade. Like, oh, wait a minute, I see you have that exchange where you can only trade, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pff, loser. My thing lets me trade stocks at 10 o'clock at night. they'll say, no, the market's closed. It's not real. Like, well, it feels real to me. And,
Yeah.
that's all you need.
Still works.
Still works. It'll still, match up to what it is in the morning. All right, you ready to talk about my favorite topic?
Let's
Not
go.
me. Usually it's me. No, we're talking Chainlink.
Oh,
Woo! Where are my Link Marines at? Yeah, who's buying 0.25 today? Chainlink gets listed by Robinhood. They've confirmed it is now available for trading, listed on the popular stock trading app Robinhood. They've added Sheeb, Solana, Polygon, and Compound. Prior to that, key executives touted the trading app's conservative listing policy. Yeah, Vlad, he keeps it conservative unless it's your data he's front running. But yeah, so I think it's huge. Is the Link meme, as strong as it was 2 years ago? It's not. People look at that price. Oh, it's beaten down so much. It's boring. It's sure buying it is not as fun as buying it at $2 or even cheaper. But I do think it's going to be a strong, strong coin with that next bull run. And they are adding staking. So people here know I love my Link. I love my strong alts. I got into alts that seem speculative. I've talked about this before. I see a 1,000 APY or 150 APY. I'm like, that's Loserville. I
Right.
see this 50 APY. I'm like, haha, yeah, that's smart. And then it goes down 98%, 99%. And then, you kind of learn your lesson. You do that enough times, you buy these speculative coins, you take your little bit of profit. Yeah, I sold 10%, after I was up, 3x. What you do with the other 90%? Oh, I wrote it down 90%.
Lost it.
Yeah, I lost. I'm down 70% overall, But man, it was up and I sold in profit. So you have that happen enough times and, you feel burnt. Now, Link, definitely down a lot. It's down close to 90% or roughly 85, but that's better than 99%. And I sold a little bit. But right now I'm a buyer. I'm definitely a buyer in the fives. The 666, I feel
Not
like
so
I'll get struck
much.
by lightning if I
Yeah.
buy at that price. I'm gonna wait for 665 or 667. But yeah, keep an eye out for that. Are you ready to talk about maybe my second favorite topic, the Bored Apes? Bored Ape themed restaurant will no longer accept crypto payment.
Fail.
Oh man, they were a little too bored. The accountants were bored
It
and
works in
said
bull market, not so much in a bear market.
it makes no sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah.
It's a pain in the ass. Oh, you have to order more meat for the burgers. Well, sorry, our crypto went to zero. coming
Yeah,
out
we don't
of
have any
pocket.
buns.
Yeah.
We're wrapping it in lettuce and wax paper.
Yeah.
Sorry.
This is why they say you can't eat your JPEG, so there's no intrinsic value.
They had a truck at Ape Fest. I didn't get to try it out. I kind of wanted to, but the line was insane, and people they look good. I mean, they didn't look bad. I'll definitely say that. As the crypto market crashed, a Bored Ape themed restaurant, Bored and Hungry, probably the most famous of all the Bored Ape themed companies, has stopped taking crypto as payment. They said they've resumed the use of US dollars as its only form of payment. Debuted in April, of course. The initial design included plates and featuring the Bored Ape artwork and walls covered in memes to reflect all the aesthetics associated and connected with the cryptocurrency era. They had a handful of mutants. You can see them here, and they had this ape. This is kind of, taking the lion's share of their advertising. You see it on their wall, you see it on their sign. LA Times sent Andy Wynn multiple emails inquiring about the move, but he never replied. An employee of Bored and Hungry declined to provide more information regarding suspending crypto payments when the publication questioned them. So we don't have the details of why, but me and TJ, we could probably speculate here. I believe it's for tax reasons. It doesn't make sense. You kind of mentioned it. It doesn't make sense to stop in a bear market, like stop in the bull market. Yeah, I don't want to take your $63,000 Bitcoin for payment, nor do I want to wait 10 minutes. But yeah, I don't want to take your $4,500 ETH in payment. Maybe there's an accounting system it takes a week to sell. Maybe you're not doing it every day. Maybe it's too much work. Maybe you do it at the end of the day. You take a lunch order at 11:30 a.m. You close at 8 p.m. You're doing your books at 9 p.m. and you lost 10% of your value. And you're just like, our margins are so low. This just isn't making sense. Let alone if you wait a week. Let alone if you do it at the end of the month. You could be down considerably.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense to stop during the bear market to me.
Yeah. Well, you have to because you have to keep your business open.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think they were taking payments in Ape, right? So
Yeah.
Ape's been pretty much going straight down. It was exactly that scenario you talk about. So you're coming out of pocket every single day or every single month just to sell burgers. I don't think it's the way they anticipate it. It works great if you can afford to do that and stack the crypto during that time. but you really got to believe
Yeah,
in what
not
you're
only that,
stacking.
say you do it every day. Say you do it every night, 9 p.m. You do it, you still got a gas fee.
Yeah.
You still have crypto exchanges, kind of taxing you. So, yeah, I could definitely see it, eating 3% here, 5% here, 1% there. Next thing you know, it's just like, all right, there's enough of that. But yeah, it is pretty funny. It's one of those things that a non-crypto native just easy to dunk on, like, oh, the Bored Ape plays don't even take Ape
Yeah.
coin.
Well, it's the same thing the Bitcoin conference has gotten. There were years where they wouldn't take Bitcoin for tickets, and
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a bear market during that time. And sometimes that happens. Just the way
Yeah.
it works.
But now, people still, you can spend Bitcoin, but they also take credit cards. And I like how people like to say, oh, yeah, this Bitcoin conferences takes credit cards. Well, yeah, like not everyone's using Bitcoin. Like,
It's well,
I
if you
have
think about the car on the road scenario, right? Like the roads, just because the car was invented, maybe you got one, doesn't mean you go shoot all your horses. You still need them while the transition
Yeah.
happens.
You know what? I'm tired of feeding you every day,
Yeah.
Ed. Goodbye.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk a little Ripple. Ripple introduces CBDC competition to encourage XRPL innovation. CBDC, not CBD oils. Calm down, you maniacs here. I know you saw that green logo there. Ripple has announced the CBDC Innovate Challenge with a total prize pool of almost $200,000. And this is seeking to inspire programmers to build applications capable of running on the XRP ledger and supporting, central bank digital currencies, interoperability, and financial inclusion here. Competitors are expected to build or update a fintech or payment solution that makes use of CBDC and can run on the XRP ledger and create a solution that takes advantage of CBDC's advantages or create an interface that allows any human to engage with the CBDC. So they just want someone to build a cool app, with the blockchain, with a nice Web 2, Web 3 integration here. Can you build it? Is there any XRP fans that, you know what? I can make a little mobile app. I can build a little something. So now's your chance. Make a little money. Build. Bear markets are for building. Are you building? Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. I might grimace in pain.
Look at him go.
That's the building sign. All right, want to take a little quick hit on this Harmony hacker?
Yeah, quick hits, and then if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat now.
Yeah, let us know. Harmony hacker using Tornado Cash to launder the stolen 100 million. He has already mixed 12 million through the protocol, and they're sending 100 ETH to Tornado Cash every 6 minutes. Sounds like they got themselves a little bot going. They're able to pull out the BUSD, USDC, ETH, and wrap Bitcoin. So yeah, they're switching it all to ETH, trying to move that 100 ETH per 6 minutes. Hey, 6 minutes, all right, moving it quickly too. And the wallet using the attack transferred around 18,000 Ethereum to a secondary wallet, $21 million. And of course, Tornado Cash is a mixer. A mixer is how you basically obfuscate and hide your crypto. But when you do large amounts, that's when it's easy to track. I can't recall who it was that spoke in front of Congress a month ago, but they're like, yeah, those pipeline yeah, we tracked everything. Yeah, you steal something, we can track it. You steal $100 million, we can track it. Now, can you hide $1's worth of Ethereum? Sure, that's going to be, no one's going to find that, but you're definitely going to be able to hide and obfuscate, $100 million for sure.
Yeah.
All right, a little Q&A. What do you call a cow with a twitch? Beef jerky.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Why didn't the bicycle stand on its own?
Why
DJ?
is that?
Because it was too tired.
That's pretty good.
Hit that like button if that made
Hey.
you exhale out your nostrils.
This was from earlier in the show, Robert Salazar. Question for you, DZ. What are your thoughts on Blocktopia?
Haven't used it myself, so really can't really give any kind of opinion on like the UI or the UX or any kind of my experience with it. Have you used it?
I've seen some of the stuff. I haven't actually used it personally. I've seen a lot of their stuff. I've followed the project. I know we have some land there. I know it's one of the stronger metaverse projects long term. It's not nearly as developed as like Decentraland or Sandbox, but I think it's alongside like the Illuvium and some of those type of projects. So it's up there with one of the real team. They're really building stuff. All these metaverse things are going to be long term for sure, but yeah, we like it.
All right, you're about to see my secret indicator here. So we see 362,000 followers. That's not what you ever want to look at. You want to look at their last tweet and see the engagement. I don't know what the engagement is on this. Now, this looks like a more of a boring tweet, so I wouldn't expect too much, but it's a medium post, so maybe a little engagement. And what do we have? Okay, that's fair. 73 retweets, 419. So when I see something like that, I feel a little bit better versus 7 retweets
Right.
and 15 likes. So
It's a
they're
real,
getting engagement.
yeah, it's a real project with real engagement for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I feel a little bit better now that I see that their social media numbers aren't bad. So
What do you think about Nexo? Have close to 100K on there early and an 8%. Is it one of the safer ones? You want to?
safer, I mean, it's like, is it, yeah, is
Yeah.
this one of the safer minefields? Sure. Can
Yeah.
can you start on one side, walk to the other side without blowing up? Yeah. Is there a slight chance of you blowing up? Yes. So
Yeah.
what is that 100K to you? To me, that would be an astronomical amount. I would be pretty careful with it. And maybe, there's something to say about diversification. Maybe there's someone that people trust more than Nexo you can look into. Maybe there's other things, but 8%, just
I
can you
would be
find the
very,
yield? Can you see where the yield's coming from?
I'd be very concerned.
I'd be
I
concerned.
would have thought BlockFi and Celsius would have been some of the safer ones. So, at this point, there's risk no matter if you don't hold the keys, there's risk. And you have to assess that for yourself. Like you said, 100K, that's a pretty good portion to most people. How would you feel if you couldn't withdraw it? Just go through that exercise for sure.
You take the hat off, that counts, right?
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, there you go. Some freeze frame. I thought he has a 5 head. Cornucopias, I mean, Charles Hoskinson likes it. I think I bought a land plot just to have some exposure. So 40 employees, pretty bullish on the metaverse crypto, especially on Cardano. If you got 40 employees, you're probably actually building something. It's a lot better than 2 college kids talking over Discord. We're going to build a metaverse, man. No, nothing against the 2 college kids talking over Discord trying to build a metaverse. I know there's probably like dozens of you, but I think that's all we got time for. And we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'll be here tomorrow and 5 p.m. Make sure you stick around for ATB. And if you didn't watch yesterday's episode, definitely check it out. Gareth, Crypto Face, talking Bitcoin prices, talking oil prices, really, really good stuff. But until next time, easy out.